Hassan's back with us. Hassan, Sister Tahsin spoke about screen time, and that one of the
Yes.
biggest concerns they have seen is families which have a lot of people together, so including grandparents, parents, sister-in-laws, and everyone living together, the kids a bit much more concerns with their development and their mental health. Now, you deal with a bit of a higher age category, is uh, which is a which is, I think, the prime focus currently around the world, where secondary school up until university graduates, I would say, this is a line where mental health seems to be a bit of a concern. Tell us, about anything different apart from screen time, from extended families, because they are a bit much more exposed compared to the younger generation. What do you think faces them a lot?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. So I would like to just digress a little bit, because I wanted to look at perhaps what are the other causes of mental health disorders among young people, irrespective of the COVID pandemic. I've seen kids who have been triggered because of academic pressure. There is also social media pressure. This whole concept of fear of losing out. So therefore, comparing yourself to others. There is bullying also, both physical and cyberbullying. There is difficulties in navigating relationships. This is very apparent now during the pandemic, with parents, with the elderly living in your home, with friendships as well. But then there's also issues related to perhaps trauma or major events that take place, which is again apparent during the pandemic, due to sudden deaths that take place, and one is affected by them, and perhaps a lack of safe space to open up. So these are some of the other causes of mental health disorders. But if I may, I think one of the biggest challenges we have, and I think some of the counselors on the panel will agree, is that perhaps parents or guardians are not able to identify some of the signs, with young people. And, these are very, very simple things, like perhaps, you see a sudden change in the behavior of your child, or, you see a sudden change in their feelings, or you see them avoiding certain situations, which they would not otherwise avoid, or they start complaining about physical ailments, such as, headaches or stomach aches. They start suddenly to keep to themselves, or start using God forbid drugs and alcohol, or in the worst case scenario, deliberately hurt themselves.
Right.
So I think that we should not only look at the triggers, but also perhaps give coping mechanisms to parents and guardians who are able to identify these, and therefore perhaps we can look at it in the next question: how are they able to deal with this? Whether it's or an adult, for that matter.